Yes, people, straight off the bat of the F1 stream, straight live to the Hoops Pod NBA. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to do the NBA semifinals preview, and this is gonna go down as an all timer potentially. This might have a lot of disagreements, we might have a lot of agreements. We'll see. It's going to be an all timer for sure. But like I said, people, as you're entering the building, as you're entering the live, make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. As always, it's always important that you do so, and make sure you guys are sharing it with your mates as well, and tell a friend because it helps out with the channel, helps out with the shows. Because as we're growing each and every single day, we'd love to get to new heights. So, and also my panelists as normal, King and Justin, as the same. It's been the same since the last stream. We're gonna go live again together the same on the stream. How you guys doing? Everything okay with you guys? And let's get started, man. We got a lot of fixtures to talk about.
Yo, all good over here.
Yep. And Justin, obviously you're good. Obviously, I hope you're doing well as well. Didn't mean to disturb you on a relaxing Sunday, but hey, we got NBA
Hey,
to.
I told you I told you I would let you know when I got home, and I was just relaxing for like an hour when I got home, so we're good.
But let's talk about the. I think we have to get started with the Rockets Warriors game because that's the only one that's the only first round game that's left. That's like Game 7. We all thought that what we all thought that the would you call the Warriors would wrap it up in 6. I thought the Warriors were going to finish it off in 6, and I was wrong. The Rockets completely surprised all of us and forced a Game 7, and now it could be advantage Houston. Who knows? Because now they're at home. Game 7 is in Houston. But I want to know your thoughts, Justin. I'll go to you first on
Which,
this one.
by the way, that game 7 follows game 1 of the Cavaliers and Pacers.
I'm really confused as to why that's the case. For me, it should have been Game 7 first and then Game 1 because you always finish off the first round, then you start the second round. But I don't know why you do that. But anyways, let's talk about this one first because I think this is the last first round matchup of the year. Obviously, it's Game 7. We've had two game. This is gonna be the second Game 7 of the first round, and I'm not surprised. Well, I am surprised that the Warriors didn't wrap it up in 6, but hey, here we are in Houston. But
I'm not surprised.
I thought I thought the Nuggets would win in 6, but hey, listen, they forced 7, they forced Game 7, and they won. Fair play to the Nuggets. But let's talk about this one, anyways. Let's talk about Game 7. How are you guys feeling ahead of this? Because you know what it is. I think if the Rockets didn't force the Game 7, obviously the Warriors would have gone through. But could this be advantage Houston now? Because Houston are at home. Game 7's in front of their crowd. Yes, the Golden State Warriors have all the experience in the world. Yes, they've got the players. But could it be that the Warriors get eliminated in the first round after being talked up as potential second round or second semifinals or Western Conference final? What are you saying, Justin? Like, because this is gonna be an interesting game. It's gonna be really big. It's gonna be a big game, massive.
Houston in 7, and
Hey,
mainly because I want to shut DJ up.
oh yeah. Because he's a Warriors and a Celtics fan. Like, shout out to him, but he supports both teams. I'm a bit confused as to how can you support two teams like that.
Well, because he's in California, I guess, right now,
Right.
and
And then he likes the Celtics. Fair enough. But how are you feeling out of this game though? Because this is a massive Game 7 for especially Houston. Because if Houston goes through, they've shocked everyone. They've surprised the odds. Like I thought, yes, the Houston Rockets finished in a higher seed, but were they favorites going into the series? I don't think so. They could now defy all the odds and get to the second round. But how are you feeling out of this game, Justin? I want to know your thoughts. Like just give me your thoughts of this game. Like how are you feeling and what could potentially happen.
I'm gonna give you two opinions. The first opinion is if the Rockets win tonight, I think they'll beat the Gold. I think they'll beat the Timberwolves in the semifinals.
Okay.
However, if the Warriors win, I think the Timberwolves will make it to the conference finals. I just don't. I don't trust Jimmy Butler and the Warriors. I
Right.
don't.
No, I don't. It's not that I don't trust Jimmy Butler and the Warriors. I just don't think that they're. because things like I said, experience is key, and you always need experience in game.
But remember what I told you a few days ago. The Warriors are kings of choking away a 3-1 lead.
Yep, they are.
And I
Yeah.
don't care. And I don't care if the Rockets don't have LeBron or anybody from that championship team. It doesn't matter. They got Jimmy Butler and they got Draymond Green. What else do you need to know about them choking away a 3-1 lead?
Tell him, bro.
That's it. All I know is if the I'm just gonna lay it out like this: Rockets win, they're gonna move to the conference finals. Rockets lose, Timberwolves will move to the conference finals. That's it.
Okay, King. I want to know your thoughts on this Game 7 potential because like this could be, like I said, obviously it is season defining, but which team do you think? Obviously, sorry, not which team, but how are you feeling ahead of this Game 7? What's your overall like look like from an outsider into this Game 7?
I was kind of hoping it would get to Game 7. So I like Game 7s, to be honest. As a neutral, as someone that doesn't have a dog in the fight, I like when teams scrap it out all the way to the end. A lot of the rounds in terms of teams were too easy, but this one is just two teams that are just going at it in every aspect. You both got instigators with Draymond Green and Dylan Brooks. You both got elite level talent when it comes to Curry, Jimmy on one side, and then on the other side you've got the likes of Sengun and stuff like that. So they're two elite teams. It's just the last couple games. I feel like the Rockets have been better. They got the momentum, so I think they'll continue and win in 7 because they just have the momentum at the moment. Especially with the last winning in Oakland. Oakland, yeah, in
Yeah,
Oakland.
it is Oakland.
Winning in Oakland gives you that confidence boost as a team that you've allowed it to get to this point. So the home advantage for Houston as well. I think they get through. I think this is probably their best opportunity.
Actually, they play in San Francisco.
Or was it the Game 7 in San Fran? Or?
Well, no, Game 6 was in San Francisco because that's where the Warriors play now. Since no team from Oakland's left there.
Oh yeah, San Fran. But yeah, no, just winning in San Fran, the way they did as well. I feel like they have the confidence to go all the way. So I feel like this is going to be Houston's game to lose.
Do you think the Warriors are underdogs going into this game, or do you think they're favorites? Because they were the favorites to go into the series. But especially the fact that the Rockets now forced Game 7 and the Warriors are now playing Game 7 on the road. Do you guys think that this could be that the Warriors are underdogs going into this Game 7 alone, especially? Not the series, alone. This Game 7 alone. Because with the Houston crowd behind them, it could eventually lead to a shock. And I'll say this right now, yeah. Don't look at the seedings in the Western Conference this year because the Western Conference is literally like 2 or 3 games apart from each other. Looking from third, second from second till about, let's say, 7th or 8th, right? It's literally between like a 3-game gap between each other. So don't be surprised. It's not really a shock if anyone loses to another because. Apart from OKC, because OKC literally ran the West this year. They ran the West, but the West was so stacked between 2nd to 8th. But literally, I said, don't be surprised if one beats another, like in the West this year, aside from OKC. But yeah, what are you saying? Who do you think who do you think the favorites going into this game, and who do you think will come out of this game?
I still got Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And King, you got Houston as well?
Yeah, I agree. Houston are the favorite because they've got the momentum. They won the last 2 games. They've been the better team in the last 2 games, so they just have all the momentum going their way. And when a team's up 3-1 and they don't finish off their opposition,
yeah,
it's a slippery slope. And then at this rate, Golden State hasn't done what it needed to do to get through at this point. So I don't think they could be considered favorites going into this.
Weren't the Clippers up 3-1 against the Nuggets in the 2020 bubble? The Clippers were 3-1 up, right, in the bubble against the Nuggets. I swear they were, and then they choked the 3-1 lead to Denver, and Denver went to the Western Conference Finals to face the eventual champions, the Lakers. Was that the case? Because I know for sure the Rockets, sorry, the Warriors lost game. Obviously, we all know what happened in 2016. The Warriors choked the 3-1 lead to Cleveland, the best record in NBA history. Choked the 3-1 lead to Cleveland, right? And going into this year, if the Rockets throw away another 3-1 lead, I always see what's gonna happen to Steph's legacy in the NBA. All I have to say to people is, do not let this game define Stephen Curry's legacy in the NBA. This guy is one of the greatest basketball players to ever grace the court. Like, let's not even look at Game 7. If he chokes this Game 7 and stuff like that, he's won how many championships? 4 championships with the Golden State Warriors. So they've kind of built a dynasty in the modern day, and it's hard to do. It's hard to build a dynasty in the modern day. The Golden State Warriors took that to a new level. I don't think they were Michael Jordan level Chicago Bulls like dominance, but one thing I will tell you for sure is the Warriors did. The Warriors kind of did dominate the modern day in the NBA, and they've definitely made a name for themselves. And Steph Curry is one of those names. He's one of the people that, you know, he kind of, I wouldn't say made the Warriors relevant, but he was part of the reason why the Warriors are a dynasty in today's day. So this should not taunt Stephen Curry's legacy. Because what are we saying about LeBron James? Because LeBron James has exited the first round yet again. He lost in the first round with the Lakers yet again for 3 years running now. Sorry, 3 years running. He's lost in the first round 3 times with the Lakers now. 3 times with the Lakers, he's lost in the first round. So what does this say about LeBron's legacy then? So people are so quick to jump to conclusions. You know what I'm saying? They're so quick to jump to conclusions. Steph Curry is one of the greatest players to ever play in the NBA. So I'm not hearing this conversation that, Steph Curry's legacy is ruined. No, it's not. It's not. However, that being said, and I'm gonna stick with my prediction. I did say the Warriors were gonna win the series. I said Warriors in 6, but I'm gonna say Warriors in 7 because the experience the Warriors have. The experience that the Warriors, the players that the Warriors have, they should be getting over the line in today's game, and I think they will beat the Rockets in 7. Just about scrape through. I won't be surprised if the Rockets go through, and I want to say Houston, but like I said, I want to back off my prediction, so I'm going to stick with the Warriors in 7. And I know I said the Rockets in my I know I said the Warriors in my prediction, and I know you guys said Warriors, and you guys think Rockets today, but for me, I don't want to change my prediction. I don't want to be a flip-flop, so I'm going to stick with the Warriors. I said the Warriors are going to go through, and I think the Warriors are going to face the Timberwolves. Because you know what it is? We need to see a Steph Curry versus Anthony Edwards series. We need to see it. I genuinely would like to see it. It would be a decent series to watch. So I'm going to go with, like I said, I won't be surprised if either goes through, but I'm going to go with Steph Curry and the Warriors to go through. They're going to do it even without Jimmy Butler. So, yeah. But any more thoughts in this game before we move on to the semifinals? Let's get to the first round review. Let's review the first round quickly. Knicks. Which game you want to talk about? Celtics. Which series you want to talk about, especially Nuggets Clippers? We should start off with that one. Nuggets Clippers. Anyone want to start on this one? Because I think this is the closest series of all the series that I've seen, all the series that have happened in the first round. This has been the closest series, if you ask me. The Nuggets and the Clippers one. Well, what are you guys saying on this one? Because we should review every single series and then we'll get to the semifinals. King, you there?
What was the question again?
Was this the Nuggets Clippers series? For me, it's been the tightest series, the closest series of all the series that have happened in so far. But I want to know your thoughts on this one. Just give me your thoughts on the series as a whole. Just quick recap on it, and we'll move on.
the Nuggets did what they needed to do to win in the end, and the Clippers didn't show up in the final game. That's what happened. You can't go into your final game and get blown out in a game 7 like they did.
James Harden, Kawhi Leonard yet again.
But it's not Kawhi. Kawhi did decent.
No, I'm saying Kawhi Leonard and James Harden once again lost in the first round with the Clippers.
It's no, but it's nothing to do with Kawhi. For me, the issue is
Kawhi carried, to be fair.
Yeah, the issue for me was that James Harden didn't show up. Zubac didn't do enough.
Game 7, James Harden, we've seen it before. Many
Norman Powell didn't do anything. Like even Kawhi, he only got 22 points in that game 7. It's not enough. It's 22.
Oh, sorry. I thought I heard 2 points. I'm like, oh my god.
No. But Harden had 7. Powell had 9. Zubac had 10. That's just not enough.
Yeah.
It's just not enough.
I'm sorry. 7 points from James Harden.
And they were getting blown out by 30.
Has
James
blown out by 30? Ever won a game 7 in his life? Has he ever won a game 7 in his life? James Harden.
He probably has in his younger years, maybe, but he's just not the same James Harden he once was. He's just not MVP Harden anymore.
No, he isn't. But yeah, Justin, you wanna add to?
No, I agree with Kane. Everything that he said.
Yeah, I'll give my thoughts on this quickly before we move on. You summed it up well, King. 7 points from James Harden, your second best player, not good enough. Kawhi Leonard, 22 points. For me, still not enough as well. Yes, 22 points is good, but it's not good enough. You need to do more, right? And he's been carrying the Clippers this whole series, but then again, Game 7, nobody showed up. And if you don't show up to a Game 7, you're eliminated. It's as simple as that. Your team's gone if you lose a Game 7. So the Clippers, just for me, like I saw some potential in this Clippers team, you know? Like I genuinely saw some potential in this Clippers team to definitely go further than what people expected them to. Because I thought, you know what? A consistent LA Clippers team, for me, gets to the Western Conference Finals. For me. Because I genuinely think this Clippers team was not a bad Clippers team to play. It was a very, very good Clippers team that unfortunately fell short at the end. Did not turn up in Game 7. Yes, I did say the Nuggets were going to go through. But then again, I gave my respect to the Clippers. I gave my respect to Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard was one of those players that, you know what, you just can never write off. You just can never write Kawhi Leonard off in a series like this. You almost kind of feel bad for him in a way because he's done pretty much the hard work for the Clippers. It's the team around him that let him down. And I think the Clippers, like I said, it was a very back and forth series. I'll say this though, because I think the Clippers, like you said, the Nuggets won game 1, then the Clippers won, then the Clippers won again, then the Nuggets came back. Nuggets came back to win again. The Clippers won, and then the Nuggets went back to take the lead. So it's been like a back and forth series. Like the Nuggets pretty much took the lead 3 times. So fair play to the Nuggets. Like I said, just don't sleep on Jokic. Just don't sleep on his stats. Like this, it's unbelievable. Like what he's doing in the NBA right now. Almost like it's almost impossible to stop Jokic, and Kawhi Leonard. Like I said, 3 NBA championships. Or was it 2 NBA championships? It's 3, right? NBA championships. Kawhi Leonard.
I think it's 1. I think no, 2. 2. One with the Spurs, one with the Raptors.
Yeah, 2 NBA championships. He's definitely cemented himself a place in the Hall of Fame in the NBA for sure. Like it's definitely hard to look past Kawhi Leonard, but injury to let down in the past. This was the perfect chance for him to get to the semifinals. 2020 was their best chance to potentially get to the finals. They didn't do it, and unfortunately, the Clippers just need to blow it up now. In my opinion, I think it's time for the Clippers to just completely change it up. Because yes, you've just moved arena. Yes, you've just moved to a new home with a new fan system in like the game. For example, like you have these, like, you know, Borussia Dortmund yellow wall. The Clippers have like a wall of fans. Like they do like this only Clippers section, and fair enough. They need to continue a good. They need to continue this next season. But for me, I think it's time for the Clippers to blow it up and start fresh again, because we could talk about how great Kawhi Leonard has been for the Clippers. He's been carrying them when he's healthy. But if we're just looking at, you know, what the Clippers have done over the years, they've done fuck all. They've done completely nothing in the NBA in the past 5 years, 6 years, since Kawhi Leonard has been there. It's time to change it up, in my opinion. It's time to change it up. But yeah, don't have much to say on this one. Next we'll go to the which series you want to go to next one?
We might as well save Knicks Celtics for last.
Sorry?
We might as well save Knicks Celtics for last.
No, we're just gonna quickly like recap the first round. Like just quickly recap like the first round games, I guess. So Celtics and Magic. I mean, I'll go on this one. I'll start on this one, and then Justin, you can go. It was I give Orlando credit. I mean, they've kind of battled to Game 5. I mean, they have a decent team, decent core of players. I don't think the Magic would have been there if it wasn't for Jalen Suggs and Mo Wagner being out injured. I think they could have been in a much higher seed. I think they're a top 4 seed when fully healthy. So, like I said, it's unlucky for Orlando to be where they are. Fell short to the Celtics. Very, very aggressive team. They definitely came out to play. They didn't play easy on us. They were out to get us, I would say, but the Celtics just took them down in 5, and I think most people got their predictions right. The Celtics just did what they had to do, finish the job off in game 5. I mean, Game 5 was a very, very, I would say, a very rocky start for the Celtics, and then we just completely blew them out in the second half. Just completely took them apart in the second half. Went on a run, limited the Magic to very less points, and the Celtics just sealed the series in 5 and just did what they had to do. They did what they had to do. Did what they had to do, and yeah, that's it. But what are you saying, Justin? Just give me a quick like recap on on the Celtics Magic series, and then I'll let King go.
You pretty much said everything that I was gonna say.
When I add some words on your own?
Huh?
You want to add some? Yeah, you want to add some quick words on your own, just like a quick recap on the series. It's a quick one.
Just hope Jaylen Brown's good for tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say.
Drew Holiday is good for tomorrow, so hopefully Jaylen Brown is good for tomorrow as well. But yeah, like I said, the Magic came out to play. King, do you have any quick thoughts on the Celtics Magic series? Just a quick recap on it.
Oh, Celtics Magic.
Just a quick recap on the Celtics Magic series.
There's not really much to say, to be honest. You won in 5. Bye Magic. You did what you needed to do in the 5th game, and not much else. Just on to the next.
Next series, Cavs Heat. Not much to say. Cavs swept the Heat. I mean, like move on. OKC Memphis. OKC swept the Memphis Grizzlies. Well, one thing I will say about the Grizzlies though is they choked that Game 3 so bad. They could have, if they won that Game 3, I reckon they would have won Game 4, and the series would have been extended. Because it's almost as if they didn't care about Game 4. They fumbled Game 3 so bad they almost lost. They could have won Game 4, but yeah, no, I don't think much to say on this. Anything to say on these two? Like Cleveland, it's gonna be interesting to see where they end up, but yeah, nothing much to say, I guess. Oh, next game, I know what to talk about. Next series, I know what to talk about. We're gonna talk about which game should we troll the Lakers, or should we just move on to another one and not waste our time?
Move on. Lakers fans have had enough.
Now let's talk about the. Okay, sorry about that. Pacers Bucks. We need to talk about this series. This is important because the Pacers, when they went through, yeah. When they went through, I would pretty much say that they how would you say it? When the Pacers went through, I mean, they pretty much. I think the Bucks are done. I think the Bucks might just be done because the future of Dame, we don't know what's going to happen to Dame. Giannis's future is in the air. We don't know what's going to happen to Giannis. Do you guys have anything to say on this? Just give a quick review on this series because the Pacers they would have to do. I thought the Bucks would win in 6. I can't lie. I know King has his Bucks jersey on, and I know he wants to give some thoughts on the Bucks. But what are your what are your thoughts as a whole on Milwaukee, man? Because there's a lot we can talk about.
You want me to start?
Go on, because you're wearing the Bucks jersey. You can start.
Giannis played at an all-star level for all 5 games, but didn't win because he just didn't have anything around him to compete. I think it was just a thing of the team versus a superstar. And even though he's the best player on the court for all 5 games, he just didn't have his number 2 because Dame Dollar was injured, and then the rest of them just didn't do enough to compete. I blame the Bucks' front office. I think they made terrible moves. I think the Dame Dollar trade was ambitious, but what was a mistake. The Kyle Kuzma trade even worse. I'm pretty sure after 5 games he had a great 29, 30 points altogether. So Giannis made the same amount of points in one game that Kuzma made the whole series. So he was a waste of space as well. So your second guy, not there. Your third guy did nothing. Your other guys didn't do much either. So they need to blow up the team. They need to rebuild. Giannis thrives best when he just has a bunch of shooters around him where he can just drive it, kick it out. And at the moment they don't have that. So, and they've got 2 choices: they either trade him and move on and then start fresh, or they bring shooters around him, and build the team around him again. But Milwaukee has this bad case of a place that no one really wants to go to, and Giannis himself probably doesn't want to stay there any longer than he has to. So
yeah,
there's a lot of rumors of where he can go. There's many teams that probably would want him. He does love New York, so New York is a destination that he might want to go. He's also stated himself that he likes the fact that the top European players go to the bigger markets. So in terms of big markets, you're looking at LA, you're looking at New York, maybe Golden State. So most likely he probably ends up in Brooklyn or the Knicks in the future. He especially when it comes to New York, I think he has a lot of businesses over there as well, and he can stay in the East. But if he goes West, it's probably going to be LA, and he's probably going to be the guy that replaces LeBron in the Lakers.
Do you think he says goodbye to Milwaukee this summer, or do you think he stays? Because there's gonna be a meeting between Giannis and the Bucks front office soon, and to discuss his future. But
they have to because his contract runs out in a couple seasons, and they either lose him for free, or they trade him right now where they can get the most back for him. So if you trade him to LA, you can get like a Dalton Connect and Austin Reeves, maybe a couple pieces. Or if you trade him to OKC, you can get a couple pieces. If you trade them to Houston, you can get a couple pieces. San Antonio's another space. You can get pieces back. But if you let him stay, he's going to go for free. And if he goes for free, there's nothing no return for Milwaukee.
Because, bro, you're so funny, right? That day I was just like chilling, right? I saw a notification that one of the Celtics fans, one of the most famous Celtics fans, right, went live on a Lakers stream, right, on a Lakers space, right. I went on it and I'm like, these Lakers fans are so depressed, bro. They literally was like, Austin Reeves is not untouchable. I'm like, oh my god, you guys are so cooked. The stream was literally called Austin Reeves or AR is not untouchable. And I'm like, bro, are these people like for real right now? They're so bro, they're so cooked. Like it's insane.
He isn't untouchable. He ain't on
No,
All-Star.
he isn't. No, he isn't. But it's just once the Lakers got eliminated, you just knew that a meltdown space was gonna happen, and I just love to see it, bro. But yeah, you pretty much gave your thoughts on the Bucks the Pacers, but I think the Pacers go through and they could be a threat to the Cavs. But Justin, I want to know your thoughts on the Bucks Pacers series just real quick, and just let's close out and we'll move on to final two, and then yeah.
I got nothing to add except I knew the Pacers were going to do this, but I didn't expect it to go to overtime. That's all I know. I didn't expect it to go to overtime.
Because the Bucks could have forced 6, and they could have forced 7 even because they're going back home as well. Because if the Bucks win this game, right? The Bucks, let's say Bucks win Game 5, they're going back to Milwaukee for Game 6. So I reckon they could have forced 7. Genuinely could have forced 7. Sorry, go on, Justin. I think you're on mute.
Oh no! I like I said, I got nothing more to add than what Kane did, except I knew the Pacers were going to do this.
Next, I think we'll talk about is the next Pistons series. Just a quick recap on this one. Justin, you want to go first on this one?
So Knicks Celtics now.
No, the Knicks Pistons. Just a quick recap on this one. I didn't really watch.
Knicks Pistons are. Detroit choked. I don't know. I was kind of hoping this would have gone 7, but
I don't think Detroit choked. I think they got robbed.
They did. They did.
They did. Robbed.
They did. No, they did. In the final minutes of this game, no, they did. They choked. They choked it away. They are the equivalent of the New York Yankees back in 2004 against the Red Sox. Yeah, they choked.
No, but one of the refereeing decisions, one of those games, was like it should have been a foul, bro. Like for real, it should have been a foul. There was one of those like calls at the end where the referee should have given it like a 3-point play behind the line. Can you know your thoughts on this one before we move on to like the last? I said the last one after this.
In terms of the games, the Knicks did what they needed to do to get through.
This one was close. I can't lie. Still.
No, I think the Knicks had more than the Pistons overall. I think they were the better starting 5. I think the problem with the Knicks is they don't really have much on the bench, so it's that's probably the biggest issue that they have. I think their bench isn't the greatest. But in terms of playoff basketball, when it's just like 8 guys, they're gonna give a problem to any team. Jalen Brunson's shown why he's clutch player of the year. Cat didn't have the best of games, but they still were getting points from Bridges, still getting points from OJ Anunoby. So it's a good win because it's a win where Cat didn't play to the level he needed to. So it shows that they can win even if Cat isn't having the greatest of games, which is going to be a worry going forward. But I don't know. I feel like their 5 is elite. They have an elite 5, but I don't trust any of their bench options, and that's the thing. And the other thing that Detroit were doing a lot was hacker Mitch. So they were always hacking what's his name, Mitchell Robinson. And I think so I think that's a play that the Boston Celtics can use because boy, in the free throws, yeah, he got no chance.
Bro, Justin, you remember one of those in-season tournament games, right? We did it on like Vucevic or one of the in the Chicago Bulls game last season, and it was hilarious, bro. We kept doing on every single play just to try up the score. But I don't think we should do that, man. Just keep doing that thing. Just shoot well, man. But we'll preview that in a bit. But yeah, like I said, Knicks Pistons. I didn't really watch much of it, but the Knicks won many close games. I'll say this: the Pistons for their first year back in the playoffs after so long, they've battled well. They fought hard. I can't lie. I think you have to give Pistons credit because from where they were a year ago, do you guys remember where they were a year ago? The worst record in the NBA, literally the whole NBA, the worst record. So fair play to the Pistons. It came back. You know, they turned their fortunes around, but next season is going to get even tougher now. So they're going to have to try and sort of progress more next season. But JB Bickerstaff, credit to him, and the Pistons are, you know what, they've kind of rejuvenated themselves into a maybe I wouldn't say a juggernaut, but I would say maybe a team that are definitely a threat in the East. Could potentially be a threat in the East soon. But yeah, fair play to the Pistons. Next move on, they faced my Boston Celtics. But we're gonna quickly recap this last game, and it's going to be the Lakers versus Timberwolves. The Timberwolves completely destroyed the Lakers, in my opinion, this series. And Lakers just couldn't match their size. They couldn't match their defense. They just couldn't match strength. What do you guys think went wrong for the Lakers this series? Because I think we all said the Lakers were winning 5, wouldn't we? Like, so I think Justin said Timberwolves, but me and King definitely said Lakers in like 4 or 5. Right? I know the Shannon Sharp jokes, Lakers in 5 and all that bullshit, but what do you think happened to the Lakers? Because the Lakers got done in 5, right? I think Shannon Sharp actually meant Lakers losing 5. And they did lose in 5, so fair play to the other Timberwolves. Like I said, Anthony Edwards turned up. He didn't turn up in game 5 itself, but Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert was exceptional, bro. He had like 24. He had 24 boards, bro. He was crashing the glass, man. You had to give credit to Rudy Gobert. Man scored 27 points, right, and had 27 rebounds. I'd say 24 rebounds to go with it in game 5. That's what you need from your center. That's clutch right there from Rudy Gobert. But one of you guys want to give your thoughts on the Lakers Timberwolves series? Like, what went wrong for the Lakers? And what's gonna happen to Shannon Sharp?
I'm just gonna keep this short because I got nothing good to say about the Lakers.
Neither do I.
I was saying Timberwolves all along because LeBron sucks. Luka should have never went to the Lakers. Nico Harrison's a fucking idiot.
True. Say it loud for the people at the back.
Oh, and Anthony Edwards owns Luka Doncic from last year's Western Conference Finals. There you go.
Yeah, but Luka did beat them. Luka did beat him, to be fair. So I don't think he owns him, but King, quickly your thoughts on this Lakers Timberwolves series and what happened to the Lakers and what's going to happen to Shannon Sharp's Lakers in 5 bullshit now.
Oh no, the meme is going to still exist. It's going to be back next season.
The Lakers did lose in 5, so we can still banter that.
The Lakers need a big man. That's what they need. They need a center. They need a big body in there because let's be honest. If you allow Rudy Gobert to be the guy that takes you out of the playoffs, I'm sorry. Like he ain't no beast like that. Like you get a half decent center on him, he ain't getting 24 boards and 20 something points. Rudy Gobert, man, come on, man, come on.
In LA as well, bro.
Come on, man. He is a below average center at the moment, and the thing is, LA need a big man, and LA need a couple 3-and-D guys on their bench. That's what they need.
I agree.
That's what they're missing.
I agree.
And if they have to get rid of AR-15 and Dalton Connect for that to happen, so be it. So be it. Because you're better off building your team around Luka and going forward with him. Because if you can build the team around him, then LA will get a championship again. Obviously.
No, go on. Finish first. I'll ask you.
And one more thing, LeBron has to be moved on in the next 2 seasons for another star. So I think you get rid of LeBron. I think you get rid of Austin Reeves. I think you get rid of maybe Dalton Connect or keep him on the bench, and you get a center. You get another star, and you get another couple 3-and-D guys. So looking at what Lakers could do, go for Giannis. go for a big man like a Kessler from Utah Jazz. Get a couple 3-and-D guys like on minimal contracts, and
Yeah,
that's all you really need.
I just
But
see something. There, yeah. Sorry, finish first.
no, actually, no. That's it. Go ahead.
I just see something on Twitter from a Lakers page on Twitter, right? Like just a Lakers fan page on Twitter, yeah. So called Lakers Better, right? He tweets here. The Miami Heat called the Lakers this offseason and offer Bam Adebayo in exchange for Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, Jarrett Vanderbilt, and Dalton Connect. Should the Lakers accept the deal? I think yes.
No,
I think
no.
I
That's
think
too
they
much to give up for Bam. Bam isn't a good enough center for you to
Look,
give that much up.
yeah. I will say this though: the Lakers do need a center that can shoot threes. That's
No,
what
they
that's
need
what
a center that can rebound. They don't need a shoot. They don't need they just need a guy that can crash boards and do his job.
Yeah.
Because that's what they lost. They lost on not being able to get boards. That's how they lost to the Wolves. They just need
They
a big man that can do the big man role.
eh,
Pass it back out to Luca. Pass it back out to whoever you have. Maybe if you still have LeBron there and a couple other shooters, and just allow them to shoot. But that's the thing. You just because
thing is,
the thing is, if you have a stretch five, then you're still not going to get foot boards. You need a
Mm.
dominant presence. Luca needs his Shaq. That's what he needs. He needs his Shaq. So if they're gonna go for something, and go for something crazy, maybe see if you can tempt 76ers to deal Embiid, or look at Utah Jazz's Kessler, or look at a man that's going to get you 15 to 20 boards a night in terms of a big man like that, because that's what they need. They've got shooters, but they need a big man that can rebound and then pass it back out to Luca to hit that free. And then it's going to be Lakers in 5.
look, I will
Until
say
then,
that.
they're done.
No, I will say this though. Like, I hear your point, right? But it's more to do with what the Lakers need off the bench as well. I think the Lakers don't have depth. They have a good team, but they don't have depth off the bench. And I'll say this one thing. Jarrett Vanderbilt is a very, very good player. Like he's dealt like what it is, Justin. I think you and I can relate because he's like their Robert Williams. Always injured, never fit. Like he's a top quality center, but he's never fit. We had to deal with Robert Williams for a few years. Remember, he was always injured, never ever fit for us. We need him in the playoffs. He was never fit. He's like their Robert Williams. He's very, very good. Very, very similar style players as well. I'll be honest. Very, very similar style players. But I'll say this: both of them are like. It's unfortunate that so many centers in the NBA are so injury prone. It's so unfortunate. Like they're just very, very physical players. It's very unfortunate that they get injury prone. But like I said, the Lakers need a center and a center that's competent and available for them, constantly available for them. And I don't think Jarrett Vanderbilt is the guy. He's a good player off the bench. Cool, fine. You bring him off the bench, but you need to bring in the top quality center that's cheap and that can get you boards. Like you mentioned, Walker Kessler. I did say the Celtics should get Walker Kessler as a backup center because I don't trust Luke Cornett. I don't trust Neemias Queta. Any Celtics fan out there want to slate me? Slate me for I don't care. But I don't trust him as much, right? As a backup to Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis, fair. I think he'd be good for us. He'd add some depth. He'd be young center that can get boards, and that's what we need. That's what the Celtics need as well in terms of like boards. We need rebounds. But the Lakers should capitalize and attack the free agent market as much as possible, or go into the offseason and draft one. Because the Lakers always tend to draft players that are shooting guards, or either they're not centers. The Lakers don't draft any centers. They always draft shooting guards, small forwards, or point guards. They don't draft centers. The one thing that I can compare the Celtics and the Lakers to in the past few years is that they've not drafted a center. The Celtics and the Lakers do not draft centers. I don't understand what it is with a lot of NBA teams that don't want to draft centers. I know high picks are not great. You don't get many great high picks. But remind me where Jokic was. Number 40. So try and exploit the draft picks, because you know what it is with the NBA draft. Teams don't want to draft centers. They mostly want to draft point guards. They mostly want to draft small forwards, power forwards, shooting guards. They don't draft centers. So my point is, the Lakers need to go and maybe draft one, or find one in the free agent this summer, because they've got the money. They're one of the richest teams in the NBA. They can easily afford the salary. But it's about actually clearing it up and actually trying to bring them in. Because I understand the Lakers do need them. Mark Williams was there for them. They got Mark Williams. Remember, the Lakers got him, but then they canceled it. They canceled the move. So I don't know what happened, but the Lakers need to go back. Need to go back into the offseason and just regroup and fix up, and become a physical team next season. That's all I say for the Lakers. But hey, listen, I hope this shit show continues, man. I hope this shit show continues. But let's move on to the NBA playoffs. Back to the semifinals. Where should we start? I mean, there's a lot we can start off at. Because OKC Denver is going to be a top quality game. It's going to be a top quality series. We can go look at Celtics Knicks, Cavs Pacers. You know, we can look at which of the series are there? Okay, let's say Timberwolves Rocket. Okay, let's say Timberwolves or Rockets Warriors. Which one do you want to predict first? Which one do you want to look at first? You want to talk about the Celtics first, Justin, to get out of the way?
No, I think we should do West first and East last.
Okay, fair enough. Let's do OKC Denver. Let's start off with that. That's gonna be the most That's one of the most interesting series. You got Jokic against Shea, the two MVP candidates, like, going up against each other. Who do you like? Who wants to start? I mean, this is gonna be interesting. Very, very interesting series. Justin, you want to go first? Jokic versus Shea, the top two MVP candidates. Man,
I'm gonna say it like this: this is not gonna be a sweep.
For sure, I can tell you this. I agree with you for sure on this. This is not gonna be a sweep.
This is possibly gonna go 6 or 7.
I think it'll go 6.
And the winner of this series, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay. You want to elaborate why you think that they're going to be the winners of the series?
Because I don't think Denver, after playing 7 games against the Clippers, are gonna match up well against Shea and the well-rested Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay. King, you wanna go on this one? You wanna go first?
Yeah. I'm the opposite. OKC, KFC, UFC, Denver, and 6. They got nothing to stop Jokic, and I think Jamal Murray as well. He's balling out, and I feel like they will get caught out in terms of tiredness, but at the same time, I think the Thunder might be a bit ring rusty, and because of the level that Denver has been playing against, especially iron sharpens iron, and when you're playing an elite team like the Clippers and you beat them the way you did in the Game 7, I think that's a confidence boost when you take out Kawhi, when you take out James Harden, when you take out them boys. So, and I feel like on the other side, Thunder don't know what it's like to play an elite team in the playoffs yet, because their first round was a gimme. So
yeah, it was.
Are they gonna handle the pressure of playing
a coachless Memphis Grizzlies? Let's just say that.
Yeah, are they gonna handle the pressure of facing Jamal Murray, Jokic, and them boys, and are they gonna be able to live up to their hype? Who knows? This is going to be their biggest task.
Oh,
This is
oh,
going to be a 6-7 game series. I don't think this is going to be a close. It's not going to be. It's going to be a very close one, and I don't know. I just don't. I don't really trust the Thunder yet. I don't. They haven't really proven it to me that they're going to be the team to go all the way. Denver's won it before. Denver has champions. Denver has
Yeah.
MPJ. Denver has Aaron Gordon.
Okay,
They have got
OKC never won it.
yeah. So needs must really. They gotta play at a fast pace and stop the Joker. So
Mm.
and Shea's got to live up to his hype as well, because if you're the superstar you think you are, these are the kind of matchups that you need to come out in shining colors and be the greatest player on that court. So he's going to need to hit 30, 40 a night. He's going to need to lead his team past Denver, and it's going to be a very tough matchup. But one more time, OKC, KFC, UFC, Denver in 6, and I'm out.
King, I agree with you. I was waiting for you to, give your prediction, because I had a feeling you'd go Denver in 6. I had a feeling you'd go Denver in 6, and I actually, do you know what it is? People are really sleeping on this Nuggets team because they fired Michael Malone, and I think Michael Malone is definitely a big miss for sure. I'm not denying that. I did say earlier in the season that one of, or if both, or maybe both, it depends where they finish. I said one of OKC and Denver are making the Western Conference Finals, and I'm 100% right, because one of them are definitely going to be in the conference finals, but who? And I think it'll be Denver. I think Denver in 6. I think for me, my MVP Nikola Jokic once again should deliver, because you are right in the sense that OKC's never played a massive team. They've never played like a team that's challenged them down the stretch. And when you get into close games against Denver, you got Aaron Gordon on defense. Yes, they do have Chet Holmgren. Yes, they do have Jalen Williams. Yes, they do have Jalen Williams as well. And they might have Lou Dort as well. But go look at Denver. They clutch up. When it's crunch time, Denver clutches up, and you just do not underestimate Denver. You just don't. And trust me, people sleeping on this Denver team I don't see why you are. Don't see why you should. I mean, sorry, I don't see why. Sorry, excuse me. I don't know why they are. Doesn't make sense to me. But let me just tell you this right now: Denver in 6, and they'll make the Western Conference Finals to face one of the Timberwolves, Rockets, or Warriors. I think like I said, I respect what OKC have done this year, and I don't think I'm not writing them off completely. But I just think with Denver, right, when it comes to the playoffs, when it comes to, when it's time to clutch up, Jokic and the boys turn up. Jokic and Jamal Murray is hitting clutch shots left, right, and center. Jokic, after that game, right, after that game against, what was it, Clippers was it game 4, game 5? After that controversial game winner, you could say it's controversial or whatnot. After that game, he came out and said that he was that he almost that he thought it was, he fucked up. But the Nuggets clutched up. Like I said, you have Gordon crushing the boards, Jokic getting the rebounds, assists, he's scoring, Jamal Murray hitting big shots. Yeah, I'm gonna go Denver in 6. You OKC, KFC, UFC, Denver in 6. But yeah, sorry.
It will be a close one, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. It can go either way.
I won't be surprised if it goes 7 and OKC wins. I won't be surprised if they go through. Like, it doesn't shock me. I already said this, like I said before. one of OKC or Denver are making the Western Conference Finals. I reiterated this during the season, and I'm going to reiterate it again. They are making the Western. It's one of them is confirmed. It's 50-50 now. Just don't know who, but I'm gonna say Denver, just for the sake of. I just think Denver are gonna want blood after what happened last year. After they choked Game 7 of the semifinals last year, they were up big in Game 7 as well in the West in the semifinals, and then they messed up. They were supposed to be in the Western Conference Finals last year, but they messed up Game 7. So I think they're gonna want blood again this year, and I think they're gonna win this year. OKC, KFC, UFC, Denver in 6. Anyways, we're gonna move on to which game you gonna move on to now?
Timberwolves versus whoever.
Let's talk about the you want to go one by one, or you want to stay in the West and then go to the East?
Stay in the West, because obviously we
The
don't know
Wild.
if it's going to be a Rockets or the Warriors versus Timberwolves.
Yeah, that's true. But like I said,
But I'll be honest, at this rate, I don't really mind who it is. Timberwolves are dogs. Anthony Edwards is playing at an elite level, and I don't know. I don't know what would be the better matchup for them, because with the Warriors, you got the shooting of Steph, you got the inside force of Jimmy, but then with the Rockets, they're just a well-rounded defensive unit in terms of a team. They're very dogged. They're defensively good, sound. They've got a great coach in Ime Udoka. So I'll be honest with you, Wolves against either matchup is going to be very difficult for them to compete. And after beating the brakes off of Lakers, I can't doubt Minnesota from getting past Warriors or Rockets. So I feel like this side is a lot more difficult to predict out of the three teams. Experience would tell you it should be the Warriors that makes it all the way. But if the Rockets get through and it's Rockets versus Timberwolves, there's not really
it'll be a physical
outright winner. There's not an outright winner.
It'll be a physical game between whoever goes through, because you want to see what's it called? You want to see Ant versus Steph. You want to see the defense of the Timberwolves versus the aggressiveness of the Rockets or the Warriors. Because if the Warriors go through, right? Let's say the Warriors go through. Draymond versus Rudy Gobert. You got the battle of the defenses. You got the battle of Steph versus Ant. Who's gonna take over which game? You've got the battle of, we'll say, did Butler and Julius Randle ever have like a past where they had like an incident or something? I can't remember I can't remember. Did they ever have like a past where like they kind of got into like an incident? Do you guys ever recall like Butler and I can't hear you, bro. King.
Wasn't Randle on the Lakers or something? I don't know.
One thing I know for sure is Jimmy Butler and the Denver Nuggets had some issues. So he's gonna want to get to the Western Conference Finals to face Denver or OKC. That happens, but I don't know. I said the Rockets will make it. So it's gonna be Timberwolves versus sorry, I said Warriors. So I said it's gonna be Timberwolves versus Warriors for me. For you guys, it's Timberwolves versus Rockets, as your prediction says. Rudy Gobert versus Alperen Şengün, the matchup of the centers, and you also got, like I said, Jalen Green, a decent young player. Fred VanVleet, the experience there. He's won the championship with the Raptors.
Right, and that's why I'm saying Rockets in 7, because Fred VanVleet has experience, and like I said, if it's Rockets, if Rockets win tonight, yeah, he has experience at winning a championship. But like I said, if the Rockets win tonight, it's going to be Rockets in the conference finals. If the Warriors win tonight, I still got Timberwolves.
But let's say the Warriors do go through. What are you saying? What are you guys saying? If the Warriors go, okay, let's talk about it on both scenarios. So let's talk about if the Rockets go through and if the Warriors go through. So let's talk about the Warriors. If the Warriors go through, what are you guys saying? Because this is gonna be a big matchup between two.
It's gonna have history because Jimmy was in Minnesota, and we saw what Jimmy did in
True,
Minnesota.
he was.
That game has history in terms of that and the way fans are gonna be in those games. So it's gonna. I don't know if I feel like I feel like if I'm the Timberwolves, I'd rather face the Rockets than the Warriors because I don't want to face a Jimmy that's gonna want to come back and make a statement, especially considering the history he's had with that team. But at the same time, the Rockets, I don't know. I feel like either team is going to be a bad matchup for the Timberwolves. So Warriors will be easier because I don't really trust their bigs like that. So Rudy Gobert is going to have a good time against the bigs of the Warriors. So that might be a better in that sense. But if yeah. You know what? I agree with Justin. If it's Timberwolves Warriors, I think the Timberwolves have a chance. And if it's Timberwolves Rockets, then I think it's Rockets. Just because the one thing the Timberwolves were dependent on in the Lakers series is that they had the better big man. But in if it was Timberwolves Rockets, they don't have the better big man. And if you pretty much cancel that out, you're just only dealing with Anthony Edwards, and he can't really do it all on his own.
I'm gonna go with if the Timberwolves and the Rockets. If the Rockets make it through, I'm gonna go Timberwolves in 6. I think the Timberwolves will make it to the Western Conference Finals. If the Warriors make it, I'm gonna go Warriors in about 6 or 7, because I just think the Warriors. And you made a good point about Jimmy Butler versus Minnesota. Like he's gonna want to prove a point against his former side. So I would go with the Rockets in 6. Sorry, Warriors in 6 over the Timberwolves. But if the Rockets go through, I think the Timberwolves will win in 6 or 7. But Justin, I want your thought. Justin, you were saying something?
Like I said, Rockets win tonight. Rockets go into the conference finals. Warriors win tonight. Timberwolves are going to the conference finals. I don't have a slight prediction until we find out who's facing the Timberwolves.
But yeah, I mean, we got 2 more games left to talk about. But let's start off with our Boston Celtics taking on the New York Knicks.
Can we finish with that one?
Sorry?
Can we finish with that one? Can we finish with the Boston Celtics?
You want to finish with it?
Yeah, because for me the other one is a lot easier to talk about.
Cavs Pacers is easier to talk about.
Yeah, Cavs in 5.
I don't think so.
I don't think the Pacers have a chance.
I think the Pacers will not. I don't think the Pacers have a chance to beat the Cavs in the series, but they've definitely got a good chance to make it a series.
Nah, I felt like the Cavs would have been a tougher matchup for the Bucks. The Bucks.
The Pacers' offense is crazy. They splash threes. Their offensive net rating, I think it's gone up by a lot. We've seen it last year. They scored 150 like a few times. This year they scored. I think they've done the same, but been inconsistent compared to last year. But let's talk about the Cavs Pacers, anyways, if you want. But I'd rather talk with the Celtics first because the Celtics are our team.
No, end it on your team. End it on a high note.
Fair enough. Let's go with Cavs Pacers then. I mean, Donovan Mitchell versus Tyrese Haliburton. Two of which the Celtics faced last year and eliminated both on their way to the finals. But this year, the Cavs and the Pacers finally meet. It'll be a physical battle on the glass because you got Miles Turner, you got Pascal Siakam, you got some decent players. Andrew Nembhard might show up. You got Tyrese Haliburton. Like I said, he's a stud. Tyrese Haliburton's dad has been suspended, by the way, of going to NBA games in the future because I think he had an altercation with what was it called? What's his name? Giannis, exactly. So he's banned from going to future games. Does that affect Tyrese? You think? Do you think it affects him? Because because Tyrese actually came out and said after the game, he said it's cool. He said it's cool with it. Helps him with his
Oh,
focus.
yes, he knows his dad is supporting him regardless.
But yeah, no, I think it'll be tough. I think it'll be tough in terms of like defense, like physicality wise. Miles Turner, what's it called? Pascal Siakam. Then match with the Cavs with DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and some guys. But I'm gonna go with Cavs in just about 6. I think Cavs will win in 6. I think the Pacers might have 2 games in them. But I want to know you guys' thoughts on this because this is gonna be interesting, very very interesting to see who goes through and who could potentially win. Because the Pacers might give a series, but I don't think they'll go through. I don't think have a good. I don't think have a chance of winning against Cavs in a 7-game series, but they definitely got a chance to steal 2. But I want to know your thoughts, Justin, and King. Your thoughts on this. King, you want to go first? Justin, want to go first?
Justin, go first, then I'll finish it.
I'm just gonna pretty much say Cavs in 5.
Okay. Want to say why you think that?
I just don't trust the Pacers.
Fair enough. Justin, how you seeing the series pan out?
As Justin version 2 now, I agree with Justin. Cavs in 5. I feel like for the Cavs, it would have been a more difficult matchup if the Bucks went through, especially if Lillard was healthy. Because then you're facing Giannis, you're facing Lillard, you're facing superstars. But
Yeah,
Lee Halliburton's good. He's not great. He is a great guy, but he's just not good enough to win a championship. He's just not the guy yet. He's probably not going to ever be the guy. So for me, I feel like the Cavs are just going to beat them in 5. And yeah, I just think it's a very easy matchup for them. The Pacers do have, as you said, good offensive, but defensively, are they going to do anything to stop the Cavs? I don't think so.
no.
So I just think the Cavs are just going to win it in 5. But now we can finish on the main event, the East matchup. I'm looking
Cavs
forward to.
I think the Pacers got 2 games in them. I think the Cavs will win. So I think the Cavs will win game 1 and 2. Pacers win game 3 and 4. Cavs win 5 and 6. So I think game 1 predictions. Like, what are your game 1 predictions for the rest? Like, I think OKC wins game 1. I think the Timberwolves will win game 1 regardless of who it's against. In my opinion, I think. And yeah, what do you guys? You guys agree on that? All that? King?
Yeah.
Next
I
up,
think it's all going to be home wins, really.
Next up, we got our beloved Boston Celtics versus the New York Knicks. A rematch of the 2013 NBA playoffs, the last time they've met in the playoffs. But the Celtics this year, they've got the better of the Knicks in all 4 games. However, it is the playoffs. It is going to be a different game. The Celtics have Drew Holiday back. That's going to be a plus. Obviously, we need him against the Orlando Magic to match up with the physicality, but at the same time, he was dealing with a hamstring tightness, so he wasn't able to play. Jaylen Brown's knee has kind of troubled him a little bit, but he did perform very, very well in game 2, so credit to him where it's due. But then again, we're not going to rely on one player to get us over the line. We cannot. We have to be on our game because the Knicks are a good side. They have Karl-Anthony Towns, who they've added this year. Jalen Brunson, who's going to ball out. Mitchell Robinson, who is a good defensive player. Josh Hart, who's been good for them this year. But then again, with the Celtics quality, with the way we've been playing this year, in the second half of the season, with the way that we're kind of getting our guys back from injury, I am gonna back the Boston Celtics to win 5 or 6 games. I just think we might have I think we might have enough to get over the line, because yes, we didn't look great against Orlando, but then again, the Celtics will up the level when they play a team that they know is good enough, is capable of giving a good matchup and a good series, and we'll take game 1 and 2. What are you guys saying? What's your overall feeling? And I know King's laughing at something. He's been laughing at something this whole series. But what is it? What is it that you're laughing? You want to share, King?
I've been watching New York videos of their fans, and I just imagine how they would be if they won that series.
Bro, the we want Boston chants are back, and you know what happens. You know what happens when they say we want Boston. You know how it goes down. Only the Warriors can chant that. I'll be honest with you. Only the Warriors can chant that.
No, New York fans are crazy. Go New York, go New York, go. No, New York fans are crazy. They're gonna be crazy for that matchup.
I give credit. They're very, very passionate fans. Yeah. It's a battle of the most passionate fans in the league. I'll be honest with you. It's the Celtics and the Knicks fans, the most passionate fans in the league. But what are you guys saying? I want to know your thoughts on this series as a whole, because it's gonna be interesting to see. But I want to know your opinions on this all. Want to go first, Justin, or you're the Celtics fan? Or King? Do you want to go first?
I'll let Justin go first because it's his team.
Our team.
I'm thinking about what I want to say about this.
Go on.
Okay, you guys are gonna be shocked.
Okay, I think I know what you're about to say.
This is going 7 games.
And Celtics in 7.
Mm-hmm.
You said that with the Orlando Magic series as well, and it didn't go 7.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that series
was
going to go 7.
Yes, you did. You said it was going to go 7. You said it might go 7. Because we don't win at Orlando.
Okay, but that was until we won in Orlando.
Fair enough. Because I said
you guys gotta remember something. The Knicks were 0-10 against the Cavs, the Celtics, and the Thunder in the regular season. This is playoffs. This is different.
Of course.
And they beat us back in 2013 in a series.
So did Orlando in 2009. To be fair.
Okay, but I don't really count 2009 because KG was injured. I don't really count that.
The Celtics were on decline though in 2013, weren't they? They were on the decline.
Yeah. I don't know. This is going 6 or 7. I just feel like this is going 6 or 7.
Okay.
I think the Celtics will win the first 2 games at home. Then they'll probably lose the next 2 games at Madison Square Garden. Then they'll probably win the last 2. Okay, so Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 6.
Yeah.
The Celtics do have a good. They have a good recent record at Madison Square Garden. To be fair, but I'm not gonna overly look at that.
They do, but something tells me either New York is gonna win a game in Boston or New York is gonna win 2.
The Knicks did lose 2 games at Madison Square Garden already in the last series, so that's something I'm looking to exploit. I think we'll win games 1 and 2.
But here's my thing. The reason why I'm saying either 6 or 7 is because Jalen Brunson went off against the Pistons. Then you got Karl Anthony Towns who went off against the Pistons. So
yeah, but the Celtics have a good defense. They have a good defense, and especially with Jrue Holiday back, it's gonna really boost us defensively.
That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. Jrue Holiday. If he's not healthy enough, and if Jaylen Brown's not healthy enough, look, I'm still rooting for my team, but I'm still saying this is going either 6 or 7.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna back the Celtics in 5 or 6. What are you saying, though, King? I want to know your thoughts on this series. Oh, by the way, I forgot the F1 started. I completely forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
But so,
I need-
continue first. I'll be right back. He opened the TV on the. I'll try.
Celtics in 6. My head says Celtics in 6, but my heart wants chaos, and I want the Knicks all the way. So my heart says Knicks in 7, but my head says Celtics in 6. I'm gonna lie to you. I need to see the Knicks fans in the finals once in my lifetime. This might be the best chance they get. So, but in all honesty, I just think the Celtics are going to be too tough for them. I just think outside of their starting 5, they don't really have anything. So if you can stop their 5 and slow down Brunson, slow down Cat, then there's nothing on their bench. Their bench is pretty much make weights. Their bench is like paper mache men. Their bench is non-existent. It's just 5 man versus 8. If
Man
I'm the
said
Celtics.
paper mache, you know.
Kane,
Their
I was
bench-
gonna say, you as a 76ers fan would say, I want to see the Knicks in the final.
Of course he does. Of course he does. Because the Knicks have some love connection, don't they? The Sixers
Nah.
and the
No.
they both had like didn't they both had like Dr. J or something? Didn't they both have Julius Erving in their
Yeah,
squad?
they did.
I mean, there is a virtual safety car right now, so. But anyways, so you're saying Celtics in 6, yeah, King?
He said you 6 or 7.
Okay. Celtics in 6, but my heart wants the Knicks in 7. I need the
I'm sure you-
chaos.
I'm
I
sure
need
you
the
want to.
chaos.
I'm sure you wanted Orlando in 6 as well, didn't you?
No, I don't care about Orlando. I just like the Knicks fans. The Knicks fans are crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you see the Knicks fans do what they do, yeah, you just want them to win, just to see what it would be like.
Just like,
'Cause,
just
New York, if a New York
Just-
team wins a championship, New York is gonna turn to Gotham City, and I'm gonna be there to see the craziness
Just-
live.
just like when you said Luka and the Lakers, there's a nice ring to it, but there's 0 right now.
Hey, Kane, I don't know how this is, but I think the only chance that New York has a chance of winning the championship is either the Mets or the Yankees right now.
Yeah, I know. Like New
No, but
York
the Knicks
is.
have a good
New York
team,
has
though.
suffered. New York suffered, but
I'm not
the
gonna.
Knicks is just a 5. That's all they
I'm
are.
not gonna
They're
write the
5
Knicks.
man.
They do have a good team, but I'm just gonna back my team and say Celtics in 5, 6.
It's not a good team. They have a good starting 5. That's all they have.
It's the-
Agavin, if for some reason we do see the Cavaliers in the finals, you're not gonna like my prediction.
No, I already know what you said earlier. Anyways, you told me already this before, but I think that's all we have for the NBA show. I mean, like I said, people, we're gonna close out here. There's 73 of you watching. Please make sure you do head over to AN Sports on YouTube. Same icon as the one on the screen, and like, share, and subscribe, because it is important that we do get to a new milestone every single day, and as we grow, the channel's only gonna get better. Hopefully we do see better growth in the channel, and like I said, we will have some more NBA streams coming for you guys as per normal. So we are gonna recap games 1 and 2 once it's all done. We're gonna recap game by game, round by round, potentially. So that's been the semifinal preview. We'll talk about the Warriors Rockets game in full maybe on the next show. But yeah. But people, we are gonna close out. King, subscribe to King's channel. I forgot to mention on the last show. Do subscribe to King's channel. He's got a lot of videos coming up as well. So make sure you do tune into King's channel and tune into my channel. We're closing on 225, 1 sub away. 73 of you watching, 74 of you watching. Go head over to YouTube and subscribe. Thanks, Justin, for coming on as well, bro. Thanks as always, and thanks, King, for coming on. The last 2,
Yeah, man.
King and I have done 2 shows back to back for the first time I think ever. So big up to King for taking the time off on a Sunday to do shows, and as the F1 is going on in the background, it's gonna be interesting to see who wins. But Justin, do you watch F1? Do you watch any other
No.
sport?
No, not F1.
Right.
No.
But you should tune into F1 though. F1 is lit. Trust me.
I don't even know if I have that channel for F1.
Fair enough. But yeah, people, we are going to close out. Like, share, and subscribe. We're out. Take care. Peace. Go Celtics. Take care.
Peace.